get this show started!
In December, Sonnen was arrested for a physical altercation. While the charges were first dropped, he was recharged earlier this month. Since then, former UFC champion Jon Jones took the chance to blast his longtime rival multiple times on social media. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Daniel Cormier, who's friends with Chael and a heated rival of Jones, weighed in on the Sonnen Jones beef and explained why it's fair game for Bones to come after Uncle Chael. Here's what he said on his YouTube channel. I asked myself, guys, are we adults? Yes, we are. But in this instance, do I think that Jones would act like one? Absolutely not. Is he wrong for not acting like one? Absolutely not. Jones is right. When you've dealt with the brunt of that, if I find myself in that issue and he judges me for that, he's right because of the way we've treated him over time. Very rarely will I say this is one of those times. I don't think his behavior is so misguided because of what he's been through on our behalf. Chael, keep your head up, my friend. According to a new report from TMZ, Chael Sonnen and his wife have both been taking sleeping pills, and he did not have memory of anything and could not recall anything else from the period of time after taking the pills and leading up to his arrest. Also, according to the report, Sonnen allegedly threw a woman into a light fixture and struck her, causing her to bleed from her face during a wild fight in a Las Vegas hotel in December of 2021. Cops say a witness on the scene told them security eventually arrived, but Sonnen punched the guard in the throat. Police say the witness was then attacked, with the man saying Sonnen elbowed him in the chest several times and shoved him. The fight was eventually broken up, and when they questioned Sonnen about it all, they say the former pro fighter told them that he did not have memory of anything. Prior to Wednesday, Sonnen faced 11 charges, including 10 misdemeanor charges of battery and 1 felony charge of battery by strangulation stemming from an alleged incident. Now, according to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, the prosecutors dropped the felony charge against Sonnen, but are still continuing on with the 10 misdemeanor charges. Sonnen is expected to appear in court for a hearing on the charges this week. As always, you can count on us to keep you updated on this topic. Khabib Nurmagomedov recently shared a social media post saying that Colby Covington's trash talk about families led to the altercation between Masvidal and Covington, and he fully supports Gamebred in this conflict. The Eagle also called for no UFC 170-pounders to fight Covington because of the charges. Speaking on the most recent episode of the Thick Boy podcast, Brennan Schaub discussed the situation and slammed Masvidal for attacking Colby on the street while blasting Khabib for calling for welterweights to boycott Colby Covington. Here's the clip.
If Colby was aware of what was going on, cool, man. You guys handle it how you want to handle it. You have all this bad blood and it leaks out outside the octagon, you got to do this. All right, do it, man. But to sucker punch another man is the biggest bitch shit in the world, dude. There's nothing softer. There's nothing gangster about it. There's nothing tough about it. Masvidal hadn't trained since he was 14 in the backyards of Miami in order to become a better sucker puncher. Anybody can sucker punch. Anybody. Little Christian Meatball can come up right now and come behind me when I'm not ready and sucker punch me. And it's not good, man.
Yeah.
It's just bitch tendencies, dude. For Khabib too, it's like, what are you doing, dude? Khabib's always trying to make the headlines with hot takes, right?
Yeah.
And I love Khabib, but that ain't the hill to die on. Boycott fighting him. It's like, I got an idea. Khabib. Why don't you come out of retirement and try to beat Colby? Mm-hmm. Why don't you do it the legal way? Khabib's, he's keeping himself relevant and he has his fight league and stuff like that. And he said, if Conor beats Makhachev, I'll come out of retirement. All good. I like that. We'll keep the same energy here, though. If you don't like Colby so much, come out of retirement, fight him. Beat him up. You can do it legally. You don't have to worry about getting sucker punch or pressing charges. Fight Colby legally.
Deiveson Figueiredo was last in action at UFC 270 in January when he reclaimed UFC gold with a unanimous decision victory over Brandon Moreno in their trilogy bout. Due to the closeness of their 3 previous bouts, many assumed we'd see a 4th fight, but that might not be the case. The Brazilian recently took to Twitter to call out flyweight contender Kai Kara-France and claimed that he will not fight Moreno for the 4th time because his team crossed the line with racist comments. He posted this to his Instagram page. Dear Dana White, I just wanted to say thank you for the opportunities that you have given me, my family, and my country. You know that I would fight anybody, anytime, and anywhere. That being said, I wanted to fight Brandon Moreno for the 4th time because I know this is what the fans want. Until his team crossed the line with racist comments, calling me a monkey, and even going to the extent of photoshopping a monkey's face on top of mine. You know what I'm talking about, at Raul Entram. When all this happened, I went on a campaign to stop racism and prejudice in my city, where it is predominantly Indians and blacks. As the UFC champion of the world, I ask you to consider my wish. I wish to fight the next contender in line, at Kai Kara-France, who has earned his spot. Hashtag stop the racism. What do you guys think of Deiveson Figueiredo refusing to fight Brandon Moreno for the 4th time? Let us know in the comments section. Following his win over Max Griffin at UFC Fight Night last Saturday, Neil Magny once again called out Khamzat Chimaev. Speaking to Jimmy Smith on SiriusXM Fight Nation 156, Magny shared his thoughts on a potential fight with Chimaev and explained why he wants this fight so bad.
Oh, man, it's just a fun fight all around. I mean, you got this guy, young, competitive guy coming into the sport, taking it by storm. You kind of like, man, I want to try that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And then, like, the narrative early on was like, everyone was afraid of this guy. I'm like, what? Like, what are you guys afraid of? Like, I'll go out there and take out the boogeyman. I mean, like, I don't care. Like, I would literally fight anyone. I mean, it kind of reminds me when I got the call to fight Hector Lombard. I mean, prior to that fight, no one was excited to fight Hector Lombard. Everyone was kind of like, oh, crap, you're fighting who? Hector? Oh, geez. And then after that fight, it seemed like everyone was stepping up willing to fight Hector Lombard no matter where it was at, what weight, what sport even. So I kind of just want to be that guy to take that mystique away. It's kind of like be the one to say, hey, I showed up, I did, I conquered it kind of thing. And that was kind of like what was the appealing thing about fighting Khamzat. If I were to give my opinion on it, it goes back to like we talked about earlier, being business. I mean, is there a handful of guys who will fight Khamzat Chimaev? I'm sure. But at the end of the day, for Khamzat Chimaev, who do you choose to fight? If you have an opportunity to fight Gilbert Burns, number 2 guy, or Neil, number 8 guy, who do you fight? I mean, if I'm Khamzat, I'm fighting number 2 guy. So I can understand him picking and choosing and going the route that he did, and I can't necessarily fault him for that, because I probably would have done the same exact thing. I mean, if I had an opportunity to fight the number 1 guy tomorrow, I'm there. I'm skipping everybody else and going straight to the number 1 guy. So I can't necessarily fault him there. At the end of the day, it's just him having good management and making the right business move for him in his career.
Here are the top 3 memes you guys posted on MMAmemes.com. In 3rd place is a meme posted by user USMate. 2nd place goes to Johnny Ringo. And the number 1 voted meme was posted by a user named Van Cleef Memes. If you want your meme to be included in our next video, go to MMAmemes.com and create your own meme. The top 3 memes will be placed at the end of our video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.